Hello everyone and welcome to Games, Comics and Crafts.
In this video, I'll be looking at Savage Sword of Conan issue 3. Okay, so this is the third issue of Savage Sword of Conan. I think it's my favourite one so far. Um, Probably because the story's good, the artwork is good as well. In a black and white book, it's easy to read. I can see what's going on. There's kind of no grayscale kind of murkiness to it all. It's all very, very good in that respect. So pretty good stuff. Okay, so we start with uh, the tundra. And there's a rabbit that gets ate by a werewolf. Um, so werewolf is kind of wandering around. We see a farmer that's got his all his kids lined up in the actual farm itself. They're all sitting in the kitchen. Things smash through. Werewolf smashes through into the kitchen. Nobody's there. The kids apparently and the farmer are all underground. It turns out they are werewolves as well. So there's a big battle. Werewolf is triumphant. The original werewolf. All the other four are dead. And it turns out that werewolf is actually Conan. He has been turned into a werewolf, which is quite cool because I assumed by the cover, again, it was Conan versus werewolves, not Conan as a werewolf. Um, it's he looks cooler than the werewolf than maybe Captain America did. That's probably possible. But yeah, good stuff. So anyway, we can put a flashback to the Hungry Claw, which is as the indie walks in, which I swear is a reference to American Werewolf in London, kind of that kind of style. Anyway, goes in there, looks around, talks to people. They seem a bit miffed about Conan turning up. The bartender, he looks around. There's all wolf's heads and stuff on it, which again, don't quite know what's going on there. Um, because it turns out that the bartender basically says, "Oh yeah, don't leave him be," and all the customers get really antsy about it. Conan obviously does his bit where he's kind of faces them down and basically says, "I need to eat," and they have a bit of a scuffle. The guy basically kind of tried to escort him out. And there's a big fight, and it turns out those guys that fight are werewolves. Um, he's bitten. He's got the werewolf arm thing, which I don't quite know why the heads of the wolves are on there. It's like, are they werewolf heads? Are they like, your mates that all get killed, or are they the wolves' heads? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. So Conan's now a werewolf. He goes off. He eats his own horse, kills it, goes wandering around, goes to this farmer and basically wakes up in his farm and realizing that he's actually killed the entire farmyard, basically, of all the stuff. Now, again, the costume for Conan looks like Conan, right? Barbarian kind of, John Carter Mars kind of style costumes. Yeah, they got, not a lot, basically. These guys here and the guys in the other one, they just, I don't know, they just look a bit too medieval, a bit too kind of classic D&D kind of style stuff. It just don't, they just don't quite match the aesthetic. And same as the farm, I don't know, it looks a bit too, you know, 14th century rather than ancient Conan times, age of whatever it's called. Anyway, Conan basically explains that there's a werewolf going about, and the farmer kind of goes, "Oh yeah, of course there is. There's loads of werewolves around." So he borrows his horse and goes off, and it kind of says, "Well, you need to go and kill the main bad guy. If you can kill the main werewolf, then you can lose your curse." So he kind of says, "Well, where's the main werewolf?" He says, "He's no idea, but that's probably what he needs to do." So over the course of the next few days or months or whatever, Conan basically goes around slaughtering all the werewolves in the area. Um, it gets hold of one ear and basically interrogates him to tell him where the main werewolf is. So off they go to a cavern. There's this kind of big statue there, which is for this kind of sympathy for this wolf god or something or other going on there as well. And it turns out when he gets inside that the other werewolves are kind of waiting for him in ambush, and the bartender we saw in the bar is the werewolf, is the main head werewolf. Um, and the bartender basically says, "Oh, great, we've managed to catch you. All the werewolves are basically playing you, and the guy you killed to interrogate laid down his life to make sure you came here so we could capture you, so we could stop you from basically killing the other werewolves." And Connie kind of says, well, of course, I knew that. He said, "The thing is, I'm not trapped near with you. You're trapped near with me." and then goes on a complete murdering spree and basically kills every single werewolf in the area, which I think is really, really cool. Very Rorschach kind of styles. Dialogue, rather good. Anyway, end up killing the main werewolf and is cured of the werewolf curse. So, with that, he goes off, carries the horse off, travels off again a bit further on, goes to an inn called the Forked Tongue. Inside the Forked Tongue is snakes and lizards and other stuff, and he basically just turns on his heels and just is off, he's gone. Now these people, these costumes and this artwork, these are what I expect people in Conan times to look like. This matches perfectly. The medieval bods that don't can't seem to work. I don't know. They just seem to be not quite right. But there you go. Doesn't matter. Overall, story's not too bad. Off they go. Job done. That's the main story. Um, got some mention here of some other stuff that's happening later on. Solomon Kane story, which I still haven't read. I'll probably have to go back and read them all at some point because there is going to be this Blackstone crossover, which is going to include all the Howard characters, and Solomon Kane's going to be one. I think the next issue of Savage Sword is going to have mini stories for everybody, but I could be wrong. But Solomon Kane, the artwork in Solomon Kane is just brilliant. I think it's so well suited for its black and white. It's purposely done for black and white, and it looks really, really good. And I say every single time I review this book, I think it's really ace. So I need to sit down there. I'm not much of a Solomon Kane fan. I know nothing about him, so maybe it's time to go and do that. Then we get a little bit of the Blackstone event. Um, then we get another one, which is Lyra the Pit Creature, which again is another Conan book. Again, Conan story. Sorry, it's not a bad story. It's the artwork is nice, but it's that grayscale. It's kind of that muddiness where sometimes it's difficult to make out exactly what's going on. Because it's all grey. There's no solid blacks, no solid whites, but it's not too bad. It's got no words in it at all. Basically, Conan meets this woman. Of course, he goes dashing off after her because she's very, very pretty. He leads me into a cavern. Inside the cavern, she jumps in the water. When she gets in the water, she turns into the giant squidgy creature. Conan spends the next 2 pages in multiple panels, slashing through and killing and stabbing and all this kind of stuff, which I think is pretty cool. Um, this stuff actually does remind me of old kind of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artwork. I wonder if there's anything to do with that. But then, yeah, monster's dead. The monster had a dead guy with loads of treasure inside. Conan comes out, bag full of treasure. Conan happy. So yeah, again, simple story, but it kind of fits the Conan stuff. It's interesting to see though that the Savage Sword stuff doesn't have those kind of captions that we see in the main series, where you get like where it feels like a Conan book. These seem to be a lot more comic-y rather than Conan-y. It's just, I'm sure people that read the Conan books know what I mean. So we've got a trade for Savage Sword, a trade for Conan. We've got the hardcover collections which are coming out, which are obviously the original Marvel stuff. I have both these pre-ordered. When they arrive, I will be comparing them to the Epic collections and the one Dark Horse book that I've got of Savage Swords. See how they actually compare and see what they've edited out and what they've changed. But yeah, it's a decent book, and again another decent Conan title coming from Titan. So yeah, fantastic book. If you're a Conan fan, seek it out. It's well worth it. I know it's more expensive, but they are very, very good. I just think it would be nice if this was cheaper, and this was the Conan book you put on the newsstands next to 2000 AD and all the other kind of comics, the one probably other comic, maybe to get people into buying Conan as a regular thing, and then you drag them into the comic shops to actually buy the trades and all that kind of stuff. This should be the newsstand book, which just, I mean, not being funny, it probably was back in the day. It's probably because it was more of a magazine than a comic. This is what this should be, and I think if it was cheaper, this could be definitely something that would make a pretty good impact on the kind of newsstand scene. So there you go. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say for now. So I will say thank you very much, and hopefully I will see you on another video. Bye bye.